Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Konstantinos Kitrou, and now we move on to lesson 4 in Microsoft Excel for beginners. In the previous lesson, I have shown you how to use the Autocomplete tool, and that was the first part. Now I will use an example. There I have typed well, this is fiction, but okay, let's say that they're real employee names: Mr. Smith, Jones, Williams, Stones, Lopez, Malone, etc. So this is their monthly salary. And now I will try to use the autocomplete tool in order to help me calculate the amount of money they pay for taxes, and then to calculate their real income, which will actually come from their monthly salary minus the amount of money they pay for taxes. So let's say first of all that every employee has a fixed tax rate, which is let's say the 20% of their salary is paid for taxes. So if I want to calculate the amount of money Mr. Smith pays for taxes, I click on cell C2, and I remind you that every time you want to make a simple calculation, you start with equals symbol. So then I click on B2 cell, where is the monthly salary of Mr. Smith, and I will multiply that with 0.2 because the tax rate is 20%. So if I press the enter button, let me check. Yes, okay, I use the point as a dot, but I need to type a comma because I use the Greek separator. Okay, but you can type your national separator, just because in Greece it's comma instead of dot. It's the same thing. So this result is 3,000 multiplied by 0.2, so 600 euros are paid for taxes. Now, considering that the tax rate is stable, so that means that 20% tax rate is for Mr. Jones, Williams, Stones, Lopez, Malone, blah blah. So the only thing I have to do now is to select cell C2, which includes the formula, the calculation, and I will autocomplete until cell C7, and there it is, automatically calculated for every employee. 500 for Mr. Jones, 640 for Mrs. Williams, blah blah blah. So now again, respectively, if I want to calculate the real income, which comes from the salary minus the taxes, equals symbol, I click on the monthly salary cell B2 of Mr. Smith minus C2, I press enter, so there it is, and now I can autocomplete, and there is the income for all the employees. So this is another use of the autocomplete tool, where what actually happens, it copies the calculation. So if now for any reason I change the salary of an employee, let's say that Mr. Smith, let's say that I have mistakenly typed 3,000 or that has a salary raise, so now it is 4,000, then automatically the taxes have changed respectively and the income as well. So this is a very nice example to show you how important and practical is the use of the autocomplete tool to copy mathematical equations as well. Now, moving on to how we delete or insert new columns or rows. Now that we have a table to work on with employees and their salaries, their taxes, their income, let's say that I want to remove column C. So there are two different actions that we confuse their result, and we need to understand the difference. So first of all, I will try to remove completely as a column C. So I'll click on the letter C. So in that way I select the whole column, and then I right click on the selected column and I click on delete. So now column C still exists, but actually is the previous column D. Every column has moved on the left. So now D became C, E became D, F became E, etc. And that ref error is that it means that now there is no reference for C2 because it has previously been removed from our spreadsheet. I will undo this action, this move. So I have the column back again, and instead of right clicking and clicking on delete, I will select the column and I will click on the I will use the delete from keyboard, the delete button from keyboard. So the result now is much different because actually column C is still there, but the content has been deleted, not the column as a column, just its content. So it has remained an empty column C, and it is considered as every cell now, every empty cell is considered by Microsoft Excel as similar to zero, to nil. That's why it acts like 4,000 minus 0 equals 4,000, 2,500 minus 0 equals 2,500, etc. So I will undo again. The same thing happens with rows. So if I, for example, want to delete row number 3, I click on number 3. So now I have selected the whole row. If I right click on it and I click on delete option, then the row has been completely deleted, and now row number 3 is the previously number 4 row, and I will undo. So now I will press the delete button instead of right clicking, so the row number 3 remains but the content has been removed. I will undo. Now you can delete or remove more than one columns or rows just by selecting them all together. So for example, I select from row 3 to row 5, right click, delete, and all the rows are gone. The same thing can happen with columns B and C, or C and D, let's say, delete, so only the monthly salary remains. And now how about inserting a new column, for example? There is a very specific rule. The new column emerges always on the left of the selected column or columns. For example, if I want to insert a new column between B and C, then I have to select the C column. So if I right click now and I click on insert, there is the new column between B and C, which is the new C column, and now the previously C has turned into D column. I will undo. Again, the same thing with the rows. The new row will emerge always above the selected one. So if, for example, I want to insert a new row between 2 and 3, then I have to select row number 3 and I right click on it and I click on insert, so there is a new row. One more important thing I will undo now. The number of columns or rows selected is equal to the number of columns or rows that will be inserted by one action. What I actually mean is that if, for example, I select C and D, two columns now, and I right click on them and I click insert, then 2 new columns are inserted. And look at something very important now. I will undo. If I select the same columns, C and D, but not like this, but by using the control button, see what happens. I click on C, I click on control button, and having the control button pressed, I click on D. And now I will right click and I click on insert option. So now 2 new columns have been inserted, but the one on the left of D and the other one on the left of F. So it is different by selecting them with control and selecting them with the mouse. And the same thing happens with the rows. So if, for example, I want to insert 2 rows above row number 4, then I select 4 and 5, right click, insert. But if I select them with control button, 4, control, 5, and I right click on them, insert, then there is a new row above row number 5 and a new row above row number 7. I will undo again. I will save my file as lesson 4. So stay tuned, because on the next lesson I will show you how to format your cells and make the appearance of your spreadsheet better with the letters, the colors of the cells, some motifs, and some number and text formats. Thank you very much for watching. See you on lesson 5 next time. Bye bye.